the plant, the more bloodstream goes into your hands. And there's so much stuff which is described in the books, if you will, amazing things. I will just briefly put this video for you before I move towards the conclusion.
A good example of an event that isn't visible to the human eye, but the cameras picked up clearly because they work in the infrared range and are very sensitive, was this summer at Adam's Grave. Now, an interesting series of events happened at Adam's Grave. On this particular night, 2 helicopters were flying a perimeter around Adam's Grave. What can only be described as a glowing ball of infrared light emerged from the ground. As it emerged from the ground, it hovered until the helicopters flew towards it. And as soon as the helicopters had committed to following it, it accelerated away 20 miles in a matter of a couple of seconds. That's 0 to 600 miles an hour in a couple of seconds. That's the kind of thing, and the human eye could not see it. I could not see it, the colour cameras could not see it. The infrared cameras could see it as clear as day. As you see, there'll be a glow, there we go, of the ball emerging from the ground. It then hovers, well, it attracts the attention of 2 helicopters that are about to appear from the right-hand side here. Here we go, the low helicopter and the higher one. And as it does, it then races off onto the horizon. So fast it just almost blinks out. There it is, there it goes. Horizon to horizon.
There's a necessary equipment that we can actually see this, properly. For example, this is where when person is walking very close to the ball of light, if you will. It's quite amazing piece of evidence. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, so I cannot show you this the conflict between the two type 2 civilization, the positive and the negative one, but it's all described in the books. And using the 5th system in 2010, due to extensive downloads of high-quality data, as I mentioned, over 5 terabytes, that equals the data in a computer world, the negative type 2 actually engaged in contact, and after few attempts they removed the contact or the alien implant that I had in the right part of my hemisphere. Those objects that you are seeing are the genuine ones that me and my wife actually took from Melbourne. My family was reporting strange sound, strange that someone is inside, and whenever I was actually tuning into the 5th system, Kundalini became active, everything started to go on a bad way, if you will. But nevertheless, understood pretty much of the mosaic, of the big picture, if you will, understood which ones are piloting which crafts and similar things. In a nutshell, what they are doing: ball of light comes, it multiplies, it creates a lot of orbs. Some of the ETs have mastered the plasma to a perfection. They can utilize the plasma to download data from alien implant. They can extract energy and so on. Those are dividers, as you can see here. They can divide to millions. They are moving intelligently. It's just to show you that this is not a game.
Whoa, did you see that? This is upstate New York. As this orb comes out of the forest and scares the hell out of this fox. Keep your eye in the background. Here it comes. And he goes.
So definitely what we are seeing is that they control. This is how the astral space looks like. It's inundated. Every time when we sleep, not every time, but most of the time, the dreams that we are having most of the time are holographically projected by the orbs of light. And pretty much they're creating a hologram. Not enough time, unfortunately, but I will just squeeze this for short just to see what's happening. You see here a young couple, actually they're watching their baby sleeping on the other room through the baby monitor. There is a plasma ball of light which is orbiting the room. Unfortunately, as the time progresses, the boy becomes agitated. He starts to move away from the plasma ball, and eventually it ends up, we don't have the time to see the entire stuff. It comes to the point that the baby, it's agitated too much that it goes further away from the orb and hits the head in the wall, and that's when the mother actually jumps into the room. But the orbs was quite visible. In other words, they're utilizing the orbs to manifest certain emotional states during the astral dimension in order to collect certain emotional energy. Anyway, those are the plasma. So the plasma are collecting the emotional energy, the life force, and then they're picked up by those plasma sheets. And this is how those plasma sheets look like. This is the reality of the astral dimension. You don't see this when you're with the astral body, but when you move to a self-luminescent astral body, you can see quite easily. You see those like a sheets of plasma. Those sheets of plasma are collecting those small orbs. And then what's happening further? Those crafts come. They start to shoot beams of light, if you will, and they collect those sheets. And I have seen this thousands of times. The way we are using drones, they use plasma. The way we are using internet cameras, they can use plasma. They can literally program any plasma to do anything, anytime, any place. They are perfectly, and the main control system is at the moon. And those dark creatures are the ones that are controlling the show. That's why the moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, 4 times closer than the sun. It creates a perfect. Those ones are very dangerous. They can cause heart attack. A huge, massive plasmoids. They can direct our thoughts as much as they can. So who is going to control? To summarize this part, and I have to go to the final part, planet Earth has become, after 12,000 years, planet Earth has become an elaborate zoo created by few hyper-intelligent alien species. Alien abduction programs, alien implant programs, alien hybridization programs, mind control, plasma orb surveillance, hacking and full control of the astral plane of planet Earth, and blocking the nexus and the awakening process of planet Earth. The shadow government is doing their own thing. They try to deal with the problem in their own way. But what we can do, we have to awaken. We have to understand that the first step in solving a problem is recognizing there is one, because the problem and the solution are not separated. We have to start to understand how to manifest DMT biochemical compound in our pineal gland, extend our experience, rise the Kundalini energy. As the Kundalini energy will activate, it will reactivate more of the DNA potential. The more DNA potential, the more we can actually resist what is happening. And like I said, the time is limited. There is not much that I can actually cover properly. But nevertheless, this is what I was shown, and this is the purpose of the entire program. Evolution of human consciousness. I hope the time will serve me well to finish this. Currently, in parallel with many other existing programs that humanity is not aware of, there is a covert alien genetic program that causes genetic mutation. How long is going to take until genetic mutation, or where the kids start to manifest very strong telepathic and telekinetic abilities, it's difficult to tell. It could be a few decades, it could be a few hundred years, it could be more than 1,000 years. It's not up to us. But it will happen since the process of the genetic mutation or the subtle DNA reactivation has already begun. In 2011, in northern England, the first official kid with a triple DNA was born. The more time will go, the more kids will be born with a triple DNA. They will not be interested in footy or sport or whatever. Their interest will be stars. In time, they will grow and they will intermix, and the new generation will be even more special. As these children will grow, they will start to experience and see things no one around them will. And that advantage will provide them higher knowledge and understanding. And pretty much we are seeing that there is an element which is separating from the old paradigm, if you will. They will understand that there is no point of harming animals. We are perfectly fine existing without consuming and harming them. They will start to master their chi energies, they tune into deep meditation and connect with everything there is, and it's already happening and it's progressing. And through remote viewing, astral traveling. So in order to understand where exactly this is going to lead, we need to go back at the beginning of the time for short. Everything that we see in the universe today originates from something that was created by the primal cosmic source, consciousness, or the great cosmic designer, if you will, at the beginning of time. The source consciousness, for purposes still unknown to us, left a freedom of choice in this universe by giving it two polarities, a light and darkness. Even today, these primal forces, a total opposite of each other, are still the primal impulses of all intelligent movement in the visible universe. Every second something is born and something dies, something is created and something is destroyed. Pretty much it's a cosmic balance, a dance between forces of darkness and forces of light. And the great cosmic consciousness, if you will, it's all around. One force pushes towards evolution while the other one pushes against the evolution. This is important. Was the purpose of creating this universe to serve as an evolutionary catalyst, a school that conscious living forms would learn, mature, and evolve through a variety of cosmic experiences? Could it be that the primary source consciousness created this universe as a cosmic womb to deliver a new baby source consciousness, which is beyond our human understanding? Is the ultimate purpose of all existence giving birth to another gigantic cosmic consciousness that will learn, grow, mature, and evolve to the point where it will be capable of performing complex tasks that are beyond our human understanding? It's becoming obvious that during the eons of time, those two rival forces have grown to a point that if they want to keep this universe alive, there has to be a balance, and there is a balance in everything that we are seeing around the universe. This came out from the galactic core of the Milky Way, if you will. So the intelligence, the source consciousness is creating those. So there are many cosmic species living in the universe, and many of them discovered the psionic powers of the consciousness long before human species appeared on the cosmic scene, if you will. Some cosmic species use those powers for greater good and unselfish purposes in order for them and others to grow, while others for evil, selfish, and destructive purposes. The ones that use the powers for evil were falling deeper into the darkness, slavery, and misery. The more powerful they got abusing other species, the more they were lost in ultimate evil. However, some of the cosmic species that were using the powers of consciousness for greater good, as much as I was explained, evolved into something more profound. They have separated from the material phenomena and are now in a superior immaterial state of cosmic existence. It is very interesting that in most positive species that the process of conscious evolution started in a similar way through their children being born different.